Harambee! Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. There's something I stated on this platform a few weeks ago. Actually, two things. And most of you guys disagreed, some bitterly, with me. The first thing I stated, and I still maintain, is that there's no way William Ruto will allow the opposition to unite ahead of 2027. Because a united opposition will easily send William Ruto home to Sugoi very early in the morning. So it's not going to happen. And I remember opining here that the rise of Edwin Sifuna was actually going to be more problematic to the united opposition. I can remember the kind of responses I got from some of you guys. I still maintain it. The second thing which I stated on this platform is that William Ruto is going to use everything possible within his powers to infiltrate Linda Mwananchi. As a matter of fact, for those who remember, when Edwin Sifuna announced during their Kakamega rally that they were postponing their activities because of Ramadan, you can remember what I said, and it caused a huge political storm here. I stated here very clearly that that announcement by Sifuna was not made by Sifuna. It was made by someone infiltrated who influenced that decision. Because I remember asking here, how many Muslim leaders have we seen in those political rallies? Of all the counties where they've gone to, which one can you say that Muslims are the majority? Like, for example, in Kisumia, every other thing is happening, and we're in Ramadan. Of course, we have Muslim brothers, and they celebrate, they observe the Ramadan, but activities are moving. But these guys postponed their political activities because of Ramadan. That was a big political blunder by Edwin Sifuna. So yesterday, Herman Manyora hosted Barack Muluka on his show. And I was privileged to watch that show today, the entire show.
I mean, gentlemen, I've not seen many ladies there. I saw Winnie Odinga kind of diffidently standing behind at one of the forums, and then she disappeared into thin air.
Into the sunset somewhere.
So I saw these
gentlemen.
I'm saying that these gentlemen are saying now that they don't even want to talk to the media. How are you going to gain that traction? So I think it's more of people being shocked at the magnitude of their own success. That the potential...
That's another possibility.
Is so big. They say sometimes your dream can be so big that it scares you.
Yeah. When it lands.
Yes. So it's possible.
You want shoes because you are walking barefoot, and when the shoes come,
you find they're too big.
Herman Manyora asked Barack Muluka very important questions. Muluka also responded to almost those questions. But this particular one, on the postponement of Linda Mwananchi rallies, caught my attention. And I want us to analyze his response, because it's not clear that it was a big political mistake by Sifuna and the team to postpone the political momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to Barack Muluka before we proceed.
Then there emerges the Sifuna force. And people say, now these young people will teach these people, beat them at their own game. They can get together the way they want, they can play games, but we have now people we can believe in. And these people have excited sufficient passion. They have awoken the sleeping Gen Zs and so on and so forth. But then even before they could start the celebration, somebody points out to them, look here, how sure are you that these are also not just part of the game? So I posed a question to them, and now I have sufficient context for you, is We had Busia, and people thought, well, perchance or whatever, or it could fluke through, what have you. Then Kitengela happened. And people say, hey, wait a moment. This is fire. Doubting Thomas, as a few who are still doubting, waited for Kakamega. And when Kakamega happened, people knew this is no longer a joke. This is a revolution. And then in the rally, from nowhere they say, we are going to take a break. So people who are worried are saying, aha, that must have been the master telling them, go slow. Whatever language you would use, to slow them, to kill the momentum, to steal the moments from them. You have the context. What is your view?
Okay, thank you very much. First, I move from the known to the unknown.
Yes.
And from Sifuna energy, where young people have been saying, I'm Sifuna, and correctly you say they were in Busia, you correctly say they went to Kitengela, they went to Kakamega, and then wonder of wonders, yes, they say that we are going to slow down a little bit. It's not done that way. If it is a movement, if it is a revolution, if it is a push for change, you keep going.
You keep going.
Once you are on the roll, you keep rolling and overrun your adversaries. You do not give them the opportunity to regroup
and
recharge. So if it is true that these people have gone back to the drawing boards, then I'm afraid that their presence and their agenda is going to be short-lived. They're going to be like a piece of salad oil, a dose of salad. Within the hot frying pan, they will fizzle out.
Yes, yes.
Does that mean that they have a prime mover? To me, maybe it suggests the opposite, that revolutions tend to move on the basis of their own energy, on the basis of their own fuel.
Yes.
And that revolutions, true revolutions, tend to emerge from the bottom and they go up.
Correct.
The fellows up who eventually position themselves in places of power after the revolution has gone through successfully are usually usurpers. They are thieves who steal the revolution, and they usually steal it or take it because those who have been the gunpowder in the revolution, the cannon fodder, lack the sophistication to organize themselves.
So those take advantage of that.
Yeah, so those ones come and take advantage of it and go with it. Is it possible that the Sifunas are broke? That they do not have the wherewithal to sustain a political campaign momentum for the period that
It's marathon
is left? And if they do not have the wherewithal, does this speak more to their the absence of linkages and liaisons
with the power
with
owners,
other interested parties? Yes. You see, in a campaign,
yes,
even in communication, we usually say,
yes,
you have the reason you are communicating, you have your message, you have your channels, and then you need the resources.
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Barack Muluka. I also believe that it was a huge political mistake for Edwin Sifuna and Linda Mwananchi group to postpone their political activities. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And allow me to thank Josh for the coffee which you sent me earlier today. I received it, and may God bless you abundantly. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be very brief because I'm coming back with an analysis of something which I observed during Johanna Ngino's memorial service, where Alfred Keter, the former Nandi Hill member of parliament, was received widely, and why that reception is actually giving William Ruto's allies serious political headache. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I strongly believe that it was a mistake by Sifuna to announce to the country at the peak of their political activities that they were postponing their rallies? Number one, and I still believe this is what happened, the infiltration. This camp is already infiltrated. And what infiltration does is simple. There are decisions which are made on the table. The very good decisions in the back room. But their impact is not going to help, or is not supposed to help the cause. There is no way you can convince me that Edwin Sifuna and the group went to Busia. The reaction was not very good. Then they went to Kitengela. Massive. That's where they got the momentum. As a matter of fact, that's where now Sifuna had been officially kicked out of ODM as the SG. So they got the momentum. Then they said, let us go to Kakamega. Boom. Massive. So the supporters, some who had not attended these activities, were now preparing to join the next political activity in Kisii or in Nairobi or wherever they had planned. Then you announce that we are postponing this. Clearly, someone making serious decisions within that camp has been infiltrated. Just like Raila Odinga's camp was infiltrated in 2022. I hope today you agree with me on that. I know sometimes when I say things like this, some of you think that, you should have said that, the team cannot be infiltrated. Number two is the momentum. You see, like I've been saying, and I'm repeating, that this is the moment for Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna must run for the presidency in 2027. Because if he won't run for the presidency, I can assure you, he won't get another moment like this. So this is Sifuna's moment. Even if he will not be on the ballot as a presidential candidate, he must be on the ballot as a running mate. So that has to happen. Because if he were to go to Senate, that's going to mark the end of Edwin Sifuna, politically speaking, for those who understand the way politics operates. Again, on this, Linda Mwananchi, they had gained the momentum. So what they ought to have done was to maintain that momentum. You see, sometimes the momentum will go up until it peaks. They should have waited the moment it peaks, they now announce the postponement. That would have helped. But now they've slowed that momentum because people started printing Sisini Sifuna from Kitengela. They went with them to Kakamega. More people would have joined. More people would have fueled their cars. They would have benefited from the momentum, which now it will make another miracle for them to, which now will take another miracle for them to create. Number three, by postponing these rallies, what has happened? They've given the opponent the time to re-strategize. Initially, when this thing began, Sifuna, Babu Rebellion, it was viewed as if it was just an ODM affair. Then it blew up in Kitengela. It became now a national movement, bigger than even the factions within ODM party. Then it went to Kakamega. Now they postponed it. So these guys are not strategizing. They're now learning their modes of operations. How are they operating? How are they organizing these rallies? What kind of language is this that they are using that is appealing to the young people? How are they countering them? Now, those are being studied. Who are funding their activities? So the government will now start, within this period, the government, I'm sure, have already started targeting individuals who are funding these political activities. I can assure you that happens. So if you sponsored them in Kakamega, you donated something in Kakamega, they now know. They now infiltrate it further because the movement is now bigger. It's now no longer about ODM. It's bigger. So they will now be able to penetrate and infiltrate. And importantly, if there were issues which was making these guys go outside there, those issues are going to be solved. Let me give you a case study. One of the issues where they were going around with is that Edwin Sifuna was still the SG of the party, and that they were waiting for the NDC to challenge Oburu. That Oburu was not elected validly because there was no NDC. By the time they'll be going back to the people, that NDC shall have happened. So which means if that was an issue, it will no longer be an issue. If it's going to be an issue of Edwin Sifuna still being the secretary of the party, it will no longer be an issue because that issue shall have been completed. Just remember, like when SHA began, a lot of teething problem. SHA was not working completely. Then Kenyans started making noise about SHA. Then the government started fixing here. They started fixing here, there. So Kenyans also started using SHA a bit. Some succeed, some fail. So if today you were to ask Kenyans, is SHA working? Some will tell you it's not working. Some will tell you it's working. Some will tell you the amount of money child is high. Some will tell you, mimi yenyewe, it paid for my bills. So it will give them time to fix up those issues, and therefore that momentum will not be there. And importantly, counter strategy. Now, these guys thought this thing was just kidogo, Busia kidogo, Kitengela, maybe the town, the nature, maybe the Kikuyus there. When it went to Kakamega now, hii kitu imeshika boss. Where are they going to? Now, they have a counter strategy. I don't know the counter strategy, but now, as a team, the opponent will always have counter strategy. And importantly, there's something which is being concluded. That this team postponed these political activities because they were proving to be very expensive. They probably might have run out of funds. Or maybe the person who was behind it said, no, enough is enough. They will not be funded. So if that has happened, then I can assure you the government will come through, will fund this team, they will go, but specific people will betray the team at the appropriate time. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lima Queen. I'm coming back with that analysis of Alfred Keter. Bye-bye.